Hello, this is Ryan Kingslien. In this very quick tutorial, I want to show you how I created the feathers for Thor's cap here. I tried several approaches, and the one that worked best is to just manually get in there and start sculpting them. I tried alphas, making 3D from an alpha, and the fastest was to select a polysphere and just go to town. So let's take a look at one feather so we see what we're going for. So here's just a quick sample of one feather. It's got a front and a back. And now we're going to look at how we can do that from a simple polysphere. First thing, I'm going to make sure I turn symmetry on, go into move, and I'm going to flatten it. The feather itself is not going to have symmetry, so I don't need to worry about it from that angle. I just need to make sure that it has a nice shape. So just randomly cutting things in here, keeping it very simple. Okay, now I might go in and just start to say smooth this out, especially at a lower subdivision level. Start to give me some edge. Okay, being very mindful as I do this of my sculpting topology. So see how I've got tons of polygons down here, not so much up here. I'm going to fix that real quick. First, make sure the shape is stored, go back down, and smooth this out with an emphasis on shifting these polygons upwards. And some of these polygons downwards. It might look like I'm destroying the model right now, but this is one of the cool tools that Pixologic put in there to really kind of emphasize the digital sculpting workflow potential. Okay, very simple, enough done. Reproject, higher subdiv. Very fast, and now I have more polygons in other areas of the model. Much better distribution. Okay, so let's get to business. First thing I want to do is create the center. So I'm going to press Control. I've got lasso on, and I'm just going to lasso out a selection. Then Control Alt, and I'm going to cut away. Control Alt, cut away. Does that work? Mostly, yes. Okay. Let's just move this up a bit. Move those in a touch. And let's see if we can't make this a bit thinner. Not a big fan of that. Should have started with it a touch thinner. That'll be a little bit easier for sculpting, but we'll make it thinner again later. So let's redraw our mask for the center line. And then I'm going to cut away some of it. Cut away a little too unevenly. And it would be nice to have these line up, so let's just adjust it here, like that. Okay, now the meat of everything that we're going for here, /2. So the /2 brush is going to give us all the power that we need. First, of course, we really need to divide this mesh. Now, I don't really want to draw this mask again. I want that to be kind of set in stone. So I'm going to make a polygroup out of that by going Masking, Hide Points, Polygroup, Group Visible. Turn Frame on, show everything, and let's just see if that polygroup continued down. It did to the lower. Okay. But see how when I went back to the lower and then back up, wasn't so pretty? So we have to be mindful of that. And what I may want to do is to just, at this lower level, I may want to, instead of using the mask, go in and actually hide points. Not so pretty. So we can adjust our topology, work it from that angle, but I'm going to keep moving on this. And we're going to go to the highest subdivision level, divide, divide, because I want about 1,000,000 polygons. And there we go. Let's turn the frame off. And let's say activate this area. And I'll go into W or move, control click to activate that mask, back into draw, control click to invert it, and I may soften it by going into masking, blur mask. Okay. Now, /2. Lower my draw size. Lower my Z intensity. I'm going to set it at 13. Right around there. And let's see what kind of trouble we get into. Now we can just be stroking back and forth. And you can see the texturing that it does, which is kind of cool. So just do a little bit more of this. Okay, I'm keeping it incredibly simple right now. We're going to do this in stages. In fact, it's easier for me to go from left to right. Now, let's really feather this edge and get a lot more detail going on in here. Just pull that back. Now notice that /2, the direction that I use /2 determines which side is pushed in and which side is pulled. So see, I'm going from right to left, and now I'm going from left to right. And they behaved completely opposite. That's the way you control the /2 brush. It's the direction that your stroke moves in. I'm really battling this edge. And I like to go back and forth because it creates this wedge that's really neat. Okay, and now let's get back up into this one. Okay, looking okay to me. Let's just get this line coming all the way in. Alright, and a little bit more. Maybe I go the other direction. And we have the beginnings of a feather. Now all we need to do is get in there and start to amplify this particular area. Add some more volume into it, and we will be good to go. Next thing I may also consider doing is really thinning this out. So let's see if we still have that problem of noise. Should not be a positive thing, so we do. So a couple of ways that we can look at dealing with that. Perhaps there is, let's see, if we have any special attributes on. What about our mask? Cleared our mask. Go back in. Let's try that again. Still noise. Maybe it's a size issue. Maybe we can go into deformation and say unify. And draw those out again. And much better. So there was some kind of size issue involved in that. And now we are in a little bit better shape. A touch of noise, not too bad. So I hope you enjoyed, and happy sculpting.